Hey guys, I'm back again for M4G TV Music guitar lessons. This is lesson number 2. Okay, so what did we learn in the last lesson? We learned a bit about the A and D chord and a bit about the guitar and how the guitar works and tuning and the strings. So hopefully your guitar's in tune this time. If not, you can just pause and go off my guitar if I give you a quick run through of the strings so you can keep up. So now if you play the E chord from last week, which is that one, should sound like this. Okay, so today we're going to go through a bit more on the guitar and a bit more of the stuff on the guitar and a few more chords for you. I'm going to start off by telling you a bit about the pickups. Okay, the pickups are these two here. Now most guitars are different. Some have single coil pickups. And others you have humbuckers, which are these. Humbuckers are pretty much just two single coils put together. Now, the difference is just controls the different sound. You can get a different sound out of a single coil than you can humbucker and vice versa. Yeah, it's not really a lot, but all they do is they pick up the vibrations of the guitar strings in order to produce the sound. So then, if you think of the pickups in a microphone, then that's really the best way to do it. Like this one is picking up my voice now. The humbucker's been picking up the guitar strings if I do this. Okay, so chord-wise today we're going to go through C, G and F. The F chord's a bit complicated, but hopefully you can practice it throughout next week, up until next week's video. Okay, we're going to start off with the G chord, which is a relatively simple chord. Never had any problem with it, really. Just a good, simple chord. Okay, so you start off by putting your middle finger on the 3rd fret on the E string, which is also a G note. They use a fish for. Then you want to put your index finger onto the 2nd fret of the A string. And then with that, you want to put your ring finger, which again is just hanging there, feels natural, put it on the 3rd fret of the high E. And that's it. All the other strings open, which means you're not pressing them. And it should sound a little bit something like this. Okay, so hopefully you've got the G down. They say you can pause it and whatnot. Up next we have the C chord. Now, to me, there's two ways of playing the C chord. I will show you both ways. The normal way, or the standard way really, and then the way that I play the C if I'm playing a G chord through to a C. Okay, so the C chord requires 3 fingers, again, not hard. And I'll put your ring finger on the 3rd fret of the A string, which is a C note. Weird that, isn't it? And then you want to put your middle finger on the 2nd fret of the D string, and then with your index finger you want to put it on the 1st fret of the B string. So you want to miss out the next string, the G, you don't put anything on that one, put the B string underneath it. And if you play it all at once, it should sound a little bit something like this. Okay, now I'll show you the other way of playing the C. This one is pretty much the G chord just moved down. So if you go back to playing the G, which is 3rd, 2nd, and then 3rd on the high E. Basically, the way I play the C after this G is because it's so much simpler than having to move all the way around like that. So you got the G chord, and you just want to move these 2 fingers off. And you want to put the middle finger on the 3rd fret again, but on the A string. And then your index finger on the 2nd fret of the D string. So you got G, I usually play G with just barring them two. You don't have to, but I just grew up doing it, so that's how I do it. And then you got C. Now what I'll do is I'll play the G and then play the C normally, so you can tell the difference. There's not a great difference between it, and it's just much easier to do. But whichever you feel more comfortable with, that's what you do. At the end of the day, playing guitar is about you feeling comfortable in yourself, feeling comfortable with what you do. Okay, so now I move on to the F chord. The F chord is a bit of a pain. It's not one of the hardest chords, but it's sure as hell isn't one of the easiest. So if it's too hard, don't worry about it. Just keep practicing it throughout when you can, in your free time, and you'll be away. This one requires all four fingers. You never use your thumb on guitar unless you're muting something, like if you're playing A and you're going to mute that. We'll go about that later. So it requires all four fingers. So the first one you want to use is your ring finger, and you want to put that on the 3rd fret of the A. And you want to take your little finger. Now this is the part where I used to have trouble because my fingers were never really stretched far enough, but now they are because I've been playing guitar for a good 10-11 years now. You want to take your little finger and put it on the 3rd fret of the D string. Okay. Now you want to take your middle finger, again one shows you, and you want to put that on the 2nd fret of the G string. Sounds not very good at the moment, I know, but with the help of this little index finger being lazy again, you want to put that on the 1st fret of the B string. Okay, so it should look a little bit something like that, and then it sounds. Again, with the F, I tend to bar the bottom two with the index finger, so you've got the 1st fret of the B and the 1st fret of the E as well. It just gives it a little bit of a richer sound and sounds a little bit nicer, that's all. So that's the 3 chords that we've learned. We want to go, the sequence I'm going to teach you is C, F, G. Remember that by saying cows, fat girls. Edit that part out. Yeah, the chord sequence we're going to do is C, then F, and then G. Going from the C and the F isn't too hard, because basically all you do is move your middle finger down one and put your little finger on to the F. That's really all you do, it's not that hard at all. So what we're going to do is go to this. We're going to go C, through to F, through to G, and then back to C. So this is the C chord, through to your F now, then to G, then to C, and you end on the C. Okay guys, so that's it for this week's lesson. Hopefully now you'll be able to build up your chord library with the A, the E, the D, and the C, F, and G. And we've learned the different ways of playing the C chord. Easy enough. And a bit more about the pickups and a bit more about the guitar. Well, like I said, the pickups change with whatever guitar you have, and we've learned about the bridge. So that's it for this week's lesson. If you guys want to learn anything else sort of that I'm not covering, or if you've got any want any help with anything, please post a comment in the comment section down below, and I'll be more than happy to reply with answers to whatever questions you have, or if you have, like I said, any needs that you want me to cover in lessons, please say, and I'll try my best to respond. Thank you very much guys, and hopefully I'll see you next week. Bye guys.